give me fire, give me double shot it down.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Turn 3 Racing Network, as tonight we're here at Martinsville for the Bouldin Gas Works Clean Fuel 250. I am your host for tonight's racing event. My name is KR Stolvis. Thank you very much for joining us here tonight at Martinsville. Qualifying getting ready to kick off. Tonight's theme, it's sports. These drivers are all wearing unique paint scheme that represent some of their favorite teams in the sporting world. And I gotta tell you, the 86 of Ethan Reisner, sporting a Kansas City Royals, myself from the suburbs of Kansas City, I will be cheering hard for this 86 machine here tonight. Ethan Reisner out on track for qualifying. He is going to shut it down before he gets to the start-finish line. That was very close. The 14 machine, Brady Clark, out on track. Martinsville going to be very important here in qualifying, as this truck is going to prove track is going to prove difficult to pass on. Our pole sitter for the moment is Matt Arcara in the 45. Reisner back out on track in the 86. Jose Mejia in the 46, taking a very unique approach to qualifying. That car flat out getting it done as a track dryer. Joe Torres in the 00. He's going to loop it down the backstretch. Green machine, a Scott Haney. Got some orange for Tennessee. Very sharp, brightly colored car there. Looking good, looking good. Logan Shea in the 6. Right now he finds himself in 4th place. Jared Rexing in a Packers car. Green Bay Packers represented by that 10 machine here tonight. Rexing, after Pocono, still holding on to 2nd place in the point standings. Frankenfield, though, did open up the gap a little bit. Ted Frankenfield has a 27-point lead coming into tonight's race. The 83 of Stephen McGough out on track. I want to give a shout out and thank you to those of you joining me in YouTube chat. JR Bouldin saying his team's going to get it done. All right, JR. Oh, it may not be your team. I'm reading it a little closer now. But BLM going to be bringing the race in home tonight, according to JR Bouldin. Damian Leininger in the 12. Los Angeles Dodgers on the side of that machine. Andrew Rucker in the 64 out on track. Rucker sporting a Dallas Cowboys paint scheme. '37 machine of Ethan Burrell out there. Got to talk with Ethan Burrell and the drivers from Pro Edge Racing before the race. Learned a little bit about them. They're still terrible drivers. Horrible. I can't believe Ethan's in 4th place. What in the world? No, Ethan, great job setting himself up for 4th place. So guys, we're going to step away for the national anthem. No one go anywhere. We'll be right back.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Drivers starting to take to the grid. That means it's time to go through our starting lineup here tonight. Row number 1 going to be made up of the 31, Gerald Campbell, and the 42 of Thomas George. Row number 2 will be the 12 machine of Damian Leininger and the 19 from Pro Edge Racing, David Hooker. Row 3 will be the 15 of Chad Frankenfield and the 26 of Tyler Riggs. Row number 4 will be the 37 of Ethan Burrell and the 64 of Andrew Rucker. Row 5 will be the 86 of Ethan Reisner and the 95 of Joshua Adams. Row 6 will be the 45 of Matt Arcara and the 23 of Chuck Sweeting. Row 7 will be the 28 of Joshua Clark and the 6 of Logan Shea. Row 8 will be the 7 of Joshua Personette and the 83 of Stephen McGough. Row 9 will be the 10 machine of Jared Rexing and the 11 of Matthew Weeks. Row 10 will be Shane DiMontova and the 73 of Michael Goodman. Row 11 will be the 14 of Brady Clark and the 00 of Joe Torres. Row 12 will be the 3 of Scott Haney and the 46 of Jose Mejia. Row 13 will be the 25 of Joshua Furr and the 66 of Ryan Lutz. Ryan pulling on the pit road here very early. Row 14, Rusty Capel and the 94 Kendall Noah Player, last week's race winner. Row 15 will be the 87 of Richard Hines and the 22 of David Westergreen. And that will make up our starting lineup here tonight. Lights are off on the pace car field. Set to go racing. Thomas George and Gerald Campbell. Green flag is out and we are underway for tonight's event. George on the outside of Campbell. Slides right in to his back bumper. Leininger in the 12 machine slotting into 3rd place. This inside lane is going to be the preferred groove on fresh tires. As you can see, these drivers all trying to find single file. We got one going around in the back. The 10 of Jared Rexing getting involved. The 28 of Joshua Clark was pointed the wrong way. 28 grabs a gear and gets rolling. Let's go to our turn 3 instant replay. See if we can figure out what happened to Joshua Clark. He made contact with the 95, Jared Rexing on the brakes trying to make room for it. Scott Haney really weaving through there. Take another look at it. Joshua Adams and Joshua Clark getting together coming up off the corner. Jared Rexing in the 10. Punting around. I think Jared was hard on the brakes at the wrong time there as he was trying to come up off the corner. Started getting on the brakes when the car was upset already. Our first caution coming out for the night. Not a lot of time to work on your car here at Martinsville. Half-mile track, turning 3-second lap times under yellow. By the time you get into your pit stall, start working on your car, you don't even have a minute. You got just maybe 20 seconds of time to work on your car. But Gerald Campbell in the 31, our race leader. Campbell making his fourth, I'm sorry, that's, yeah, I believe that would be his fourth start of the season here at Martinsville. Picking up his first pole of the season. I'm trying to look through my stats here. Yes, that is Gerald Campbell's first pole. Thomas George in the 42 on the outside, Campbell on the inside. That's row number 1. Row 2 will be the 12 of Damian Leininger and the 19 of David Tooker. Here we go once again. Campbell wasting no time, getting on the throttle, and away we go. Top 3 sorted out very quickly. David Tooker going to lose a spot to Chad Frankenfield in that 15 Eagles machine. As Frankenfield making a dive down on the 12, and Chad Frankenfield's going to turn Leininger, and then everyone stacks up behind him. No caution yet. We got cars facing the wrong way. And now the yellow is going to come out as the 6 of Logan Shea is pointed in the wrong direction. And that all started with Chad Frankenfield in the 15. Making an aggressive move down to the inside. We'll take another look at it here. Chad jumped the curb, got into the 12 of Leininger. Take another look at it. Damian gave him room. Frankenfield just missed it a little bit. The 6 of Logan Shea pointed the wrong way here. Everyone was trying to get going. The green flag was still out. And you just see the log jam of cars, everyone trying to get through because of the green flag conditions. Very delayed yellow. A lot of drivers on pit road as we go back live. The two very quick cautions here at Martinsville. Field tucked in very nicely behind the pace car. Ryan Lutz in the 66. We saw him head for pit road during the parade laps, and the 66 machine has gone behind the wall. He has not even started the race. Did a parade lap, came down pit lane, did not take the green flag. Right now, the 66 of Lutz, the only car out of the race. So officially, technically, however you'd like to say it, we started 31 cars here tonight, but only 30 take the green flag. Matthew Weeks in the 11 machine has found himself 2 laps down due to all the damage he has sustained. A lot of racing to go here. The 11, very fast driver from Pro Edge, able to get back on the lead lap with a little bit of luck going his way. But here we go. Another restart. Gerald Campbell in the 31. The 42 of Thomas George. Green flag back out. Field sending it off into turns 1 and 2. Everyone running side by side. And we got another one going around. Turn 2 proving to be a problem corner. I'm not quite sure who that was. The 3 of Scott Haney really torn up here, but he was not the one we saw go around. That was the 86 of Ethan Reasoner. Jared Rexing involved in another one. But the 86 machine of Ethan Reasoner, sporting the Kansas City Royals, just gets loose coming off of turn 2. Scott Haney gets collected. Could not make out who that other car was. So again, a quick caution. The 20 machine of Shane DiMantova, putting a New York Rangers paint scheme. So far, that is the only hockey team I have seen out here tonight. Professional hockey team. We do have a lot of torn up race cars again. And it was the 00 of Joe Torres that was involved in that Ethan Reasoner spin. Thank you, JR Bouldin. Lutz was suspended, instructed to start and park. That is what happened to the 66. Did not realize that was part of his suspension. Field stacking up once again. Ford Mustang down and away. Harold Campbell in the 31. In control of the field. He wastes no time to get on the throttle, and away we go once again. Field heading off into turn one side by side. You're starting to see a lot of torn up race cars. And Campbell, who has been out front for all the laps so far, now finds himself back in that clean air. Thomas George in the 42, settling into second. Third place going to David Tooker. Ethan Burrell in the 37 machine sitting in fourth, and rounding out your top five is the 26 of Tyler Riggs. Damian Leininger in the 12 machine. Right now he is sitting in 8th place. We saw him involved with contact from Chad Frankenfield. Leininger able to get the car righted when he was turned and get rolling, so he really did not lose a whole lot of ground. Now he finds himself in 8th place. The 20 machine, that is Shane Fontova right behind him. Dane, big old damage to the right front. And then rounding out your top 10, that is Jose Mejia in the 46. Meanwhile, one driver working his way through the field, that is the 15 of Chad Frankenfield, sporting Philadelphia Eagles all over that machine. 15 after contact with the 12 took himself down pit road, addressed some issues with his car not being as straight as possible. Maybe took a deep breath, rejoined the battle, and now it looks like the 15 starting to roll through the field. The 3 of Scott Haney rolling out onto the racetrack right in front of the 25 of Joshua Furr. And Joshua's making a move to the inside when that happened. Now the 3 of Haney, who finds himself 5 laps down, creating a little bit of a bottleneck. Frankenfield in the 15 trying to go around on the outside. Not able to do so just yet. Meanwhile, at the front, Matt Arcara, who is 3 laps down now, finds himself 3rd car in this line here. Campbell continuing to lead in the 31 machine. We got 2 cars going around. That is the 86 of Reasoner and the 83 of McGo. Green flag stays out. Campbell continues to lead with George in 2nd. Tooker is in 3rd. Now I'm starting to feel bad for saying I wanted to see Ethan Reasoner do well because of the Kansas City Royals paint scheme. That 86 machine is all sorts of torn up now. Lewis, we got 2 cars going around. Caution flag coming out. Andrew Rucker in the 64, involved in this one. Go to our turn 3 instant replay here. Rucker in the 64 machine behind the Ohio State 95. And McGo, or I'm sorry, Yeah, that was McGowan in the 83 trying to come up off the corner. Looks like McGowan got into the 95 a little bit of Josh Adams. Which then collected the 64 of Rucker. But all of our leaders onto pit road. Harold Campbell in the 31 machine. Looking like a 4-tire stop for all of our leaders. Jack is down, cars are away. And that was a close race off of pit road, but it looks like maybe Thomas George able to get that win off of pit road. But Campbell edged him out by a little bit. So Campbell going to retain the lead. One driver who has not pitted, that is the 94 of Kendall Noah Player. He picked up a lap lead. Last week's race winner at Pocono. Now he's going to make his way down pit road after leading a lap. And that will give the lead back to Campbell. So some very close racing here at Martinsville. A lot of drivers finding trouble early here, coming up off of turn 2. Lights go out on the pace car. Several drivers taking the wave around here. Pace car down and away. Wave around drivers not going to be able to get caught all the way back up to the field. But Campbell gets on the throttle and away we go. The 31 back into familiar territory. Meanwhile, the 19 and the 37, they're going to battle it out for third place. Tooker on the inside of Burrell. Burrell trying to run that high line. Looks like the 37 is going to complete the pass here. Now the 95 of Adams taking a peek to the outside of Tooker, but Tooker in the 19 is going to slide up. And now Adams to the inside. Already we're seeing a lot of action here. Inside, outside, back and forth. Tooker holds off the 95 for the moment. Campbell continuing to lead. Rest of the field following in his tire tracks. Bouldin making a move to the inside. Going to complete the pass on Jose Mejia. Our top 5 after 42 laps looks like Jared Campbell, Thomas George, Ethan Burrell, David Tooker, and Josh Adams in the 95. A few other cars making their way back into the race as they exit pit road. That was Joshua Personette and Brady Clark. We go on board with our race leader. You can see the field stacked up neatly behind him. Everyone getting a single file down the straightaways here. But Tooker still battling with Adams. Now Adams to the inside of Logan Shea. Shea in that 6 machine, running in 29th place. He is 3 laps down. Who is the 19's going to move up the track there? Looked like maybe he had a little bit of help. Campbell's starting to work into lap traffic now. That's the 83 to Stephen McGough. Have a request to check in on a driver. This is the 73 of Michael Goodman. Right now, Michael Goodman finds himself in 15th place after starting 20th. Rusty Capel in the 9 right behind him. That would be a battle for position. The 7 of Joshua Personette right behind them. He is 1 lap down. So the 7 not having the race he would like to have, but continuing to log laps, trying to make sure that he survives what could be a race of attrition. 3 is Scott Haney on the outside here, and the 00 of Joe Torres. Lap down cars trying to stay out of the way, but trying to stay in the race. Thomas George continuing to track down the 31 of Gerald Campbell. Adams in the 95, finding himself in 4th place. That is Ethan Burrell in the 37 right in front of him. Ooh, as the 95 of Adams got a little bit loose coming up off the corner. During my pre-race grid walk, talked to a few drivers about the tire wear out here, and they said 20 laps. Tires really start to fall off. You can't work the throttle as aggressively anymore. Start seeing these cars shake and bake a little bit more. Got Haney in the 3 once again, going to the high side, trying to stay out of the way. Richard Hines in the 87 machine. Alabama Crimson Tide on the side of that one. 87 started 29th, already moved up into 12th place. A lot of ground gained by Richard Hines. Right now he is tucked in behind the 25 of Joshua Furr. Still have 30 cars out on track. Last car on the lead lap, that is the 41 of Dallas Myhan. But he may not be on the lead lap for too much longer, as Gerald Campbell making a move to the inside. The 41, Dallas Myhan, going 1 lap down. Jared Rexing in the 10 gets sideways coming off of turn number 4, 3 wide. Myhan going way up high. He wants no piece of that. Rexing going to go a lap down as well. Now Now the 14 of Brady Clark going to end up going 2 laps down. Campbell and George clear this lap traffic. Clark in the 14, looked like he got in the wall a little bit. Campbell, though, continuing to put in a solid run here tonight. $250 laps, our scheduled distance. We are in the middle of a long green flag run here. Got one slow heading up for pit road. That was the 00 of Joe Torres. Campbell and George, first and second, continuing to battle it out. George not letting Campbell get away from him. Thomas George does have a 2.3 second lead over Ethan Burrell. We got one going up and over, one upside down. That is the 15 of Chad Frankenfield, who ended up on his lid. Brady Clark in the 14 pointed in the wrong direction. We go to our turn 3 instant replay here to see what happened. The 95 is going to get into the 14. The 14 is going to go up and over. The 95 of Joshua Adams was the one who flipped, and Frankenfield just wrong place, wrong time. We go on board with the 15. You see the 14 get all sorts of sideways. The 95 comes crashing down on the 15. And then the field working its way around. Drivers on the pit road. But this guy here needs a quick little break, so no one go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The field, having been on and off pit road, all except for the 20 of Shane DiMantova. He has stayed out. The only driver not to come down pit road. Want to give a thank you and shout out to everyone joining me in YouTube chat. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. If there's anything you'd like to see, something you'd like me to focus in on, then I'll do my best to try and bring you that information, try and get you what you want to see. Just let me know. But right now, this race has been action-packed here at Martinsville. Room is very precious, and everyone's fighting for every inch of space they can. But pace car is in. We get ready to go green of flag racing. Dane DiMantova on the throttle and down and away. As the field works its way through 1 and 2, everyone running very close to each other. Harold Campbell in the 31 on fresh tires. Gonna make quick work of the 20 machine. Here comes Thomas George. Ethan Burrell looks like he's gonna be stuck in the high side here behind the 20 with nowhere to go. Damian Leininger in the 12 machine making his way back to the front as he makes a move to the inside of Burrell. And now the 20 steps out sideways, 3 wide coming off the corner. Leininger all the way down to the inside wall. And DiMantova able to hold on to it along with Leininger, but a hold your breath moment. Everyone got through that one somehow. But the 31 back to the front, and the yellow flag is going to come out. Looks like the 3 is Scott Haney and the 83 is Steve McGo in trouble here. Let's see what happened here. Frankenfield in the 15 bounces off the outside wall, gets into the 3 of Scott Haney. McGo in the 83 machine, hard on the brakes to keep it off of the sideways 3. So the 83 down on the pit road, Frankenfield hitting pit road as well. But Gerald Campbell continuing to lead. I believe the 7 of Joshua Personette has been given the free pass. The 7 will be back on the lead lap. We are working our 6th caution, our 26 laps and completed under yellow. Have 170 laps to go. Been 4 lead changes, but the dominant car so far tonight has been the 31 of Gerald Campbell. I gotta admit, I finally joined Twitter just so I could keep up with the happenings of this league. If you don't know, Heat Racing League has a big presence on Twitter. Make sure you search them out. Get in on some of the entertaining action that's going on out there. Social media. Express yourself, but not too much. Still getting ready to go racing once again. Campbell on the throttle. And away we go. And Thomas George, for the first time, able to make a move on Jared Campbell. And the 42 out front. So the 42 leading for the first time tonight. What can he do in the clean air? Gerald Campbell finds himself in second place now. Can he make something happen in the wake of the 42 machine? Ethan Burrell in the 37, sitting in third. Damian Leininger up to fourth. Jose Mejia right now in fifth place in the 46 machine. David Tooker finds himself in sixth. Joshua Furr, the 25, sitting in seventh. Joshua Clark, despite heavy damage on the front end, that 28 machine sitting in eighth place. And the yellow flag coming out once again. Maybe for the 00 of Joe Torres. Back this up. Let's see if the 00 finds a bit of trouble. Torres gets loose. That corner entry snaps back into the outside wall. And the 3 of Scott Haney late to the party. Catching a little bit of contact there. The 42 of Thomas George, though, he's going to take this opportunity to hit pit road. Campbell going to stay out. Leininger stays out. Mejia stays out. Clark stays out. Most everyone else coming down pit road, though. In fact, only 6 cars on the lead lap stayed out. Dallas Myhan in the 41 scored in 6th place, not hitting pit road. Now that we have a chance to do a quick little rundown of the field here. Start at the back. Ryan Lutz in the 66, starting park. Scored 31st place. The 30 of Brady Clark, or I'm sorry, the 14 of Brady Clark being scored in 30th. Joshua Adams in the 95 and scored 29th. Those 3 cars all behind the wall, all loaded up for the night. The 15 of Chad Frankenfield sitting in his pit stall, has been there for the last 6 minutes. He has scored in 28th place. Got Haney in the 3. Just saw him get involved in another incident. On the pit road, he has scored 27th. And the 26th place, the 00 of Joe Torres, who has just gone behind the wall. Michael Goodman in the 73 machine, finding himself in 13th spot. '64 of Andrew Brucker, 4 laps down. Field forming up. Lights are out on the pace car. We're getting ready to go green flag racing. Once again, Gerald Campbell back to the front. And Campbell, long wait this time before he gets on the throttle. Able to hold on to the lead as Leininger is going to slide in right behind him. Mejia in the 46 and Joshua Clark drag race down to turn number 3. Clark in the 28 going to pull into 3rd place. Mejia falls to 4th. Dallas Myhan up into 5th. 6th place is Shane DiMentova. David Tooker on the outside of Thomas George in the 42. George going to make the move to the inside of the 20 as the 20 of DiMentova gets loose, gets sideways 3 wide off of turn 4. David Tooker on the outside now of Chuck Sweeting. Sweeting in the 26 has the preferred line here at Martinsville. A little bit of a wiggle by the 26 as he got into the corner. Hooker gave him room. Dallas Myhan on the outside of the 42 of Thomas George. George charging to the front. Thomas having those 4 fresh tires. He is making good use of them. We go on aboard with the 42 machine. George taking a peek to the inside of Jose Mejia. Mejia gonna let him have it. Moves up to the outside lane. And the caution flag coming out once again. Maybe for the 64, I'm not 100% sure. Try and see what happened here. The 20 of Shane DiMentova slides down right in front of the 45 of Matt Arcara. Did the 20 get loose? Gathers it back in, but just enough to bring out the caution here once again. But now we have Gerald Campbell in the 31, the 12 of Damian Leininger, and the 19 of David Tooker, all on pit road. So Campbell did not pit last yellow, does hit pit road this time. That will give the lead back to Thomas George. Jared Rexing in the 10 right now being scored in 2nd place. 3rd going to the 37 of Ethan Burrell. We are nearing lap 100. Next week, we will be at Michigan International Speedway. That will be a 200-mile event, 100 laps at the very wide, very fast Michigan track. Be the 3-wide TV 200. So attrition starting to take its toll here in the first 100 laps. Looks like maybe the latest victim could be the 23 machine of Chuck Sweeting. Lights are out on that Ford Mustang. Down and away it goes. Thomas George, Jared Rexing making up row number 1 for this restart. Ethan Burrell, Gerald Campbell, row 2. George on the throttle. Rexing doesn't get going. He's going to hold up the outside lane a little bit. That's going to move Ethan Burrell into second place. And Thomas George away cleanly. Sure is good to be king. The 42 able to get the jump. Not having to deal with the stack up that went on behind him as the 10 just did not get going. But Rexing does slot into third place. Campbell trying to make something happen on the outside though. Leininger in the 12 trying to get around the 31. And the 10 of Rexing defending the inside. But Campbell's going to roll it nicely. Move Gerald Campbell up into third. Now Leininger tries the high side on Rexing. David Tooker going to go to the high side. The 19 machine of Tooker back into the top 5. Rexing in the 10 with a good run though on the inside lane. Not able to get the momentum that Tooker does down the front stretch. 64 of Andrew Rucker back onto pit road. And Andrew Rucker gonna go behind the wall in the 64 machine. So another car having an early exit here. 30 cars took the green flag. Three of them out on track right now. The 86 of Ethan Reisner sitting on pit road. George continuing to lead. That's now 17 laps led for the 42 machine. Campbell in the 31 though, starting to close in on the 37 of Ethan Burrell. Burrell on 20 lap old tires, Campbell on 12 lap old tires. Campbell trying a different line, seeing if he can get a run up off the corner. A little bit of a wiggle off of 2. We are nearing the halfway mark here in tonight's event. Matthew Weeks in the 11 machine making a move down to the inside of Logan Shea. That is not a battle for position. The 11 of Weeks finds himself 2 laps down. In 18th place, Logan Shea in the 6th and 22nd spot, 8 laps down. But the FedEx machine on the inside, still out there battling, still trying to make something happen. Tyler Riggs in the 26. He is in 15th spot, trying to tiptoe around these guys. The 26 is on the lead lap. Everyone's starting to showcase a little bit of wiggle. Tires developing some wear. But the 42 of Thomas George continuing to lead. Campbell in the 31 has moved into second place. Now sets his sights on that race lead once again. Got one sideways down on the infield, but the caution flag is going to come out. And I want to say, not sure who that was sideways. Was Richard Hines in the 87 machine. Hines and Matt Arcara had been going at it for a few laps, but Hines just breaks loose coming up off the corner. Tries to get going. Spun the tires, brought out another caution. Damian Leininger in the 12 machine, not coming down pit road. Meanwhile, everyone else does. George down and away, Campbell down and away, Burrell in the 37. Gonna win the race off of pit road. Well, doesn't win the race, but he does beat the 31, but maybe the 31 caught speeding, as everyone has been ordered around the 31 machine. So Gerald Campbell with a mistake on pit road, being dropped to the rear. Damian Leininger not hitting pit road in that 12 machine. Picking up his first laps lead of the race in that Los Angeles Dodgers paint scheme. Ethan Reisner in the 86 on pit road. Should he be able to get back out on track, that will give us 24 cars still participating in the race here tonight. Have 16 cars on the lead lap. Lights go out on the pace car field, starting to form up. Get ready to go green of flag racing once again. The 12 gets on the throttle. The 42 of George didn't get up to speed quite as fast, but George on 4 fresh tires already attacking Leininger. Burrell in the 37, big wiggle, and he's still trying to catch it. And it looked like Joshua Furr in the 25 got into his back bumper. But everyone stays straight. We continue on under green flag racing conditions. And Tyler Riggs in the 26 finds himself in 7th place. Burrell on the inside of Tooker now. And Tooker in the 19, trying to challenge back, but decides against it. Thomas George in the 42, back to the front. The 46 of Jose Mejia, now setting his sights on the 12 machine. And Jose Mejia, for the first time tonight, move into 2nd place. Started 24th, finds himself in 3rd. So a steady march through the field for the 46. As we got 2 cars involved in an incident here. That is the 7 of Personette and the 20 of Di Mantoba. Go to our turn 3 instant replay. Let's see how this one shaped up. The 20 on the inside, catching the 7. Michael Goodman in the 73, getting a little piece of this action as well. Go on board with the 73. A few more drivers coming down pit road. Very different pit strategies shaping up. We are just past the halfway point. Leininger in the 12 machine after leading a few laps. Going to make his pit stop. And Burrell on pit road as well. But the 42 stays out. Jose Mejia in the 46 stays out. Hooker staying out. Dallas Myhan in the 41 scored in 4th place. He has not come down pit road. Gerald Campbell, after receiving a penalty, round out our top 5 after he has decided not to hit pit road as well. Well, if you're enjoying the show that these drivers are putting on for you, make sure you give the broadcast a thumbs up. It goes a long way to let these drivers know you appreciate what they are doing. So inclined, you can subscribe to the channel. That way you know when Turn 3 is going live to bring you the Elite Racing League on Wednesday nights. However, I have a feeling most of you already know exactly when the broadcast is going live. Quite the following that this Elite Join APS Cup Series has. I just happy to be a part of it, get to talk about some racing, get to see some spectacular drivers do what they do best. 15 machine of Chad Frankenfield having a barbecue in his pit stall. Pace car down and away. Thomas George in the 42. Jose Mejia in the 46. And the 42 gets on the throttle. And once again, we are underway. George enjoying that clean air. Everyone's scattering a little bit behind him. Scrambling for some room on the track. 37 of Ethan Burrell right in the middle of all of it. Burrell finds himself. Ooh, it's the 28 of Clark's going to get into the back bumper of the 94. And Burrell having to take evasive action there. We go back under yellow once again. Let's check this replay out. The 28 of Joshua Clark going to make contact with the 94 of Kendall Noah Player. Clark really sent it into the corner, and Noah Player goes for a spin. 45 machine of Matt Arcara receiving a wave around, going to get 1 of 2 laps back. So Thomas George, David Tooker, Gerald Campbell, Damian Leininger, Joshua Furr will make up our top 5 here for this restart. Alice Myhan in the 41. Restart outside row number 3. Field formed up, pace car getting ready to go into pit lane. Thomas George has control of the field. George cleanly gets away once again. And the 42 enjoying the clean air. Campbell in the 31 though, right on his back bumper. Go on aboard with Gerald Campbell. Drivers work through Pope from the 15. Gerald Campbell has led 84 laps here tonight. Thomas George leading 46. George continuing to be our leader for the moment. Racking up those laps led. Looking through the field here, got a few cars battling it out. The 10 of Jared Rexing, 26 of Tyler Riggs to the end tonight of Michael Goodman. Goodman in the 73 machine finds himself in 10th place right now. Rexing in the Green Bay Packers on the outside of the 87 of Richard Hines. Now the 10 taking a peek to the inside. Goodman in the 73, putting up a bit of a challenge down the straightaway. Richard Hines in the 87 making a move to the inside. Here comes the 20 of Shane Pantova, but Shane is 1 lap down in 16th place. Yellow flag gonna come out. And once again, we've had a car that spun and then got straightened out before I could see what happened. But we're gonna back this up a little bit. If we can catch any of these cars near the back that went for a spin. And yes, That is the 45 of Matt Arcara going around. '42 of Thomas George leading the field that is on the lead lap down pit road. Down and away, easily winning the race off the pit road. Campbell coming off second. Third be Damian Leininger. Working our 12th caution of the night. Matt Arcara in the 45 machine who brought out the caution right in front of our race leaders. Arcara not hitting pit road just yet. Might be trying to take the wave around here. Stay on the lead lap. Matthew Weeks in the 11 machine. Taking the wave around. He is one lap down now. '28 of Joshua Clark has gone behind the wall. Thomas George, though, picks up the acceleration once again. With a green flag comes out, the 3 of Scott Haney working his way on or off a pit road. Meanwhile, 3 wide coming off a turn 2. Ethan Burrell down to the inside of Dallas Myhan. Jose Mejia there as well. And Burrell coming out smelling like a rose in that situation. He moves into 6th place. Dallas Myhan in the 41 machine, right behind him. Myhan started dead last on the field. Has made it up to 7th place. So Dallas Myhan having a wonderful run here. We're less than 100 laps to go. For sure, Dallas has made the biggest moves this race. Meanwhile, the battle for the first car one lap down currently being held by the 11 of Matthew Weeks. And another quick caution. It looks like the 73 of Michael Goodman has gone around. Let's back this up. Let's see if we can figure out what happened to the 73 machine. That is the brake that the 11 of Matthew Weeks needed. We'll get back on the lead lap. And Goodman just trying to get the power down, come up off the corner. Car breaks loose on him. Quick little spin by the 73. But Michael Goodman caught up in his own little incident there. So with that, guys, I am going to take another break. I have ran out of water. Got to refill my water bottle. No one go anywhere. Be right back. Sorry about that, guys. Not sure what happened there. Why all the sound disappeared. But thank you for saying something. I appreciate that. David Tooker jumped the curb there a little bit. Opened the door for the 25 of Joshua Furr. Michael Goodman got caught up a little bit sideways, but was able to straighten it out. Goodman onto pit road after his spin and contacts, maybe suffering some damage there. Thomas George in the 42. The race leader. Ethan Burrell in the 37, sitting in third place. Burrell around the outside of Goodman. Goodman now finds himself 4 laps down after sitting on pit road in his pit stall for 40 seconds. But the 42 continuing to lead, inching closer to Gerald Campbell's 84 laps led. Thomas George leading 82. These two drivers have been the class of the field all night long. Combined, these two drivers have led almost all of the laps here tonight. Another driver has dropped out of the race. That is the 20 machine of Shane DeMantova. Ethan Reisner, who has had an on and off pit road relationship with this race. Reisner in the 86 continuing to cycle around. Right now he is scored in 23rd spot. Shane DeMantova in 22nd. But Reisner has to complete 11 more laps before he can pass 20 machine. That will give us 22 cars in the race. You haven't had a Martinsville hot dog? Well, welcome to the club. I haven't had one either. I hear they're spectacular though, but I find that hard to believe. How can a hot dog be the talk of the town? But anytime you watch a NASCAR broadcast on TV, they talk about the Martinsville hot dog. So if anyone in the YouTube chat's never been to a Martinsville race, has experienced one of these famous hot dogs, let me know what makes them special. I am curious. Shane DeMantova in the 20 machine has rejoined the race, gotten back out there. Now 20 laps down. He is quickly back on pit road. So is Ethan Reisner in the 86 as the caution flag comes out. I'm not sure why we have a yellow. Once again, someone has spun, gotten the car straightened out before I could see what happened in timing and scoring. We're going to take a look at some of the drivers at the back because our 2 leaders did not spin. And here we go. Stack up happening here somewhere. We're inching closer to it. I think I'm figuring it out. Shane DiMantova, I believe, in the 20. Involved in this one. See the 20 get sideways as he went into the corner. Joshua Furr in the 25 with nowhere to go. Making heavy contact. And Joshua Furr really taking a beating there. But a lot of drivers on pit road. Thomas George has been on and off pit road, retains the lead. 31 of Gerald Campbell coming off in second place. Brent Jones checking in. I'm not sure who Racing 1515 is in YouTube. It sounds like it was a driver that was out here tonight. The Racing 1515. Tough luck for you. Sounds like a rough night. If I had to guess, I'd say that would possibly be Chad Frankenfield. Not 100% sure on that one. But the number 15 seems to strike a chord. Lights are out on the pace car. Nearing the lap 200 mark. Thomas George has led the most laps here tonight with 94 and counting. Bringing the flag out once again. Thomas George, another great restart. Ethan Burrell in the 37 down to the inside of Gerald Campbell. Can he make it work up off the corner as they drag race heading for turn 3? Campbell trying to roll the outside, but Burrell has the preferred lane. And Ethan Burrell in the 37 machine for the first time tonight, making it into second place. Or maybe once again making it into second place. I read my timing and scoring there. So the 37 of Burrell into second. Campbell, a little bit of a wiggle there. George in the 42. About ready to lead triple-digit laps. Big breakaway on the field here. Jose Mejia in the 46 machine. The yellow flag comes out once again. Go to our turn 3 instant replay. Matt Arcara, one of the reasons why there was a 3-second gap. Our car goes down into the corner. Leininger in the 12 making a little bit of contact with him. Mejia in the 46 getting in the back of the 12 of Leininger. And a rough race for Matt Arcara. That car looking beat up on all corners. But he is still on the lead lap. Finding a way to keep that 45 here. Oh, I shouldn't say near hopes and prayers and spitball and wax holding that thing together, but I've seen not too many cars beat up like that keep going. So back under yellow, our 16th caution of the night. 53 laps to go here for the Bouldin Gasworks Clean Fuel 250. Well, we were talking about the hot dogs under the last yellow, and it looks like it has the hot dogs are overrated. I'll tell you what's not overrated: having proper hydration. That is not overrated at all. Gotta make sure you stay hydrated. Have a nice soda every now and then. Lots of water. These drivers, though, I feel for them. They haven't had a break. Hopefully they planned ahead, have a little drink beside them. If not, some of them are going to be very thirsty. If they've had too much to drink, well, their bladders are going to be very full. But we're getting ready to go racing once again as we're looking at 50 laps left here in tonight's event. Thomas George in the 42. Once again, with an excellent restart, Ethan Burrell in the 37 machine. This time he was on the outside lane. Harold Campbell on the inside. And Campbell moves into second place. David Tooker in the 19 machine moving into fourth place. So Tooker in the 19 slots in behind his teammate Ethan Burrell. Matthew Weeks in the 11 machine, taking advantage of the wave around a few cautions ago. He has moved into 8th place. He is on the outside of Richard Hines. That is a battle for 7th. Hines holding on to it for the moment. But Weeks really rolling that outer lane. 3 Pro Edge Racing drivers inside the top 10. Joshua Clark in the 28, another Pro Edge driver. He has had an early exit here tonight. Pro Edge down to just 3 bullets in the barrel. Ooh, we got another one hard into the wall. That was the 10 of Jared Rexing, as the caution flag is going to come out for this one. Take a look at the 10's incident. Jared Rexing battling with the 11 of Matthew Weeks. It looks like the 11 and the 10 both maybe getting a little bit sideways, trying to come up off the corner. But the big loser in that one is the 10 of Jared Rexing. And I'll tell you, a lot of these cars look like they have been in a demolition derby here tonight. But Thomas George going to pit from the lead. The 42 on the pit road. Gerald Campbell in the 31 stays out. Burrell stays out. Tooker, Hines, Personette, and Kendall Noah Player. 6 drivers all staying out. So Campbell back to the lead. We'll see what the 31 can do once again. Majority of these laps have been led by the 37, or I'm sorry, the 42 and the 31. Ethan Burrell in the 37 had just made the mistake of looking at his number as I was talking. Good grief. Ethan Burrell, though, having a good run here. That 37 machine has been solidly inside the top 5 for most of the race here tonight. David Tooker solidly inside the top 10 for most of the night, now finding himself in 3rd place. Some new drivers who are front runners. That is the 87 of Richard Hines and the 7 of Josh Personette. Personette has been an example of how to persevere. That 7 machine has been beat on, banged up, torn up, and here it is. Gonna restart inside row number 3. Lights are out on the Ford Mustang. Campbell gets on the throttle and we go back to green flag racing. The 31 machine out in that clean air. We're going to see what Thomas George in the 42 can do with 4 fresh tires. Meanwhile, David Tooker on the inside of Richard Hines. Tooker holding off Hines for 3rd place. Alabama Crimson Tide trying to take away the Monster Energy machine. Martinsville proving very tough for these drivers here. Attrition really has taken its toll. 30 drivers took the green flag. We're going to have a caution flag out for the 25 of Joshua Furr. Go to our turn 3 instant replay. Let's see what happens to the 25. That is the 12 of Damian Leininger on his outside. Personette right in front of them, and the 12 and the 25 just get together coming up off the corner. We go on board with the 12. Now we see a few more cars hit pit road. 37 of Ethan Burrell on pit road this time. And Burrell possibly having an issue. He has gone behind the wall. Harold Campbell staying out, David Tooker staying out, and Richard Hines all staying out this time. Thomas George in the 42 stays out as well, but he pitted under our last caution. You have 8 cautions on the night. Want to acknowledge the existence of the owner of Turn 3 Racing Network. Very famous, Chris Legue. Thank you very much, Chris, for stopping by here tonight. Hope you're enjoying the show. Hope you stick around for the finish. Some tough luck for the 37 of Ethan Burrell. Not 100% sure what happened to him, but he came down pit road after running inside the top 5. Stepped out of his car, got back in his car. Now he finds himself 1 lap down all the way into 16th place. Campbell accelerates very early this time, catching David Tooker napping in the 19 machine. Richard Hines to the inside of Thomas George. Hines holding on to 3rd place. George in 4th. Does have the fresher tires. We'll see if Thomas George in the 42 can make a move on the 87. Gerald Campbell, though, back to the front. And Campbell now sets his sights on taking over, leading the most laps. But Thomas George in the 42 in a hurry to take over the top spot. He has moved into 3rd and closing very quickly on the 19. George overshoots the corner there a little bit. That's going to cost him some time. Campbell, your race leader. David Tooker sitting in 2nd. Thomas George in 3rd. Rounding out your top 5 will be Richard Hines in the 87 and the 26 of Tyler Riggs. And Riggs all over the back bumper of Richard Hines. Riggs does have a little bit fresher tires. Joshua Personette in the 7. On the outside of the 10 of Jared Rexing. Rexing sporting the Green Bay Packers 7 machine. I believe that's Phillies. I am not a big follower of Major League Baseball unless it surrounds the Kansas City Royals. Gotta go back to the 86 of Ethan Reisner. He's having a dismal race running the Kansas City Royals paint scheme, but he is still out there. He is 52 laps down, running in 22nd place. But mad props to the 86 for sporting the Royals, for continuing to soldier on. But Gerald Campbell in the 31, your race leader. Thomas George in the 42, gotten around David Tooker. Closed the gap very quickly to the 31 machine, but can he do anything before his tires wear out? These two cars have been the dominating cars of the race. They are starting to open up a gap over David Tooker, 1.5 seconds between Thomas George and David Tooker. Machine of Damian Leininger sitting in his pit stall, currently scored in 20th spot. Been on pit road now for 1.5 minutes. 6 of Logan Shea going to go another lap down. Logan Shea going to the high side, getting out of the way of our race leaders. George taking a peek to the inside. Nothing there yet. But Thomas George putting the pressure on the 31. Oh, as George got in hot. Almost got into the back bumper. Thomas George really working over the 31 machine. The 3 is Scott Haney staying to the high side. Haney in 19th spot, 12 laps down. Campbell with a great run up off the corner. George in the 42 sitting right there in second place. They now have a 2.5 second lead over David Tooker. So these two cars really starting to open the taps a little bit. Laps really starting to wind down here. We have 20 cars out on track still. Ethan Reisner making it 20th car, but he has scored in 22nd. He has 10 more laps to go before he can catch Matt Arcara in the 45. And we're looking at 12 laps of racing left. Reisner might be able to get around the 45 of Arcara if Matt Arcara cannot get back out there. '22 machine of David Westergreen. Haven't got to talk a lot about Westergreen. Started in 30th place. Right now he finds himself in 17th spot. So a steady march forward for the 22. Caution flag is flying. And once again, not 100% sure what has happened. Bring out the yellow. It looks like the 94 of Kendall Noah Player gets sideways coming up off the corner. That is enough to bring out the yellow here once again at Martinsville. So the 42 of Thomas George gonna bring it down pit road. Campbell gonna stay out. With just a handful of laps left in this race, Thomas George going to give up some track position in exchange for tires. think he was hoping that a few more cars would come down pit road, but that was not the case. 4 tire stop for the 42 machine. Campbell stays out. Hooker stays out. Brandon Key asking if he was short on fuel in the YouTubes. And no, not short on fuel. Harold Campbell been out there for 57 laps. Thomas George has hit pit road twice. The last time that Campbell pitted. So Thomas George rejoins the track, 9th place. But will have the advantage of having the freshest tires by about 30 laps. Campbell on 57 lap old tires, so is Tooker and Hines. Tyler Riggs on 36 lap old tires. Personette on 9 lap old tires, along with Rexing and Capel. Stephen McGough on 37 lap old tires, and then Thomas George in 9th place on fresh ones. We'll see what George can do. Gonna have 4 laps of green flag racing to make it work. Here we go. Campbell in the 31, Tooker in the 19. Campbell accelerates. Tooker spins his tires. Gathers it back in, but a hold your breath moment once again. Meanwhile, the 87 of Hines and the 26 of Riggs door to door. Riggs moves into 3rd place. Thomas George in the 42 on the outside. He's trying to make something happen. George already into 7th place, but Campbell looking at 2 laps to go when he crosses the start-finish line this time by. George to the inside, Thomas George, as Tyler Riggs goes up to the wall. Here comes Thomas George, 2 laps to go. And Thomas George, and the yellow's gonna come out. Logan Shea in the 6, Kendall Noah Player in the 94, bringing it around, and that is the break that Thomas George needed. 3 wide down the backstretch for the 94 and the 6. Back this up a little bit further here. The 6 of Logan Shea, the 46 of Jose Mejia, and the 94 of Kendall Noah Player getting together on the backstretch. That is going to bring out the caution. And we're going to take a green-white checkered here. Ethan Burrell in the 37 machine says thank you very much as he gets the free pass. So Thomas George restarted in 9th place, made it all the way up to 5th now. But he does have those fresh tires. However, I feel it may not matter. The race is done. There was no green-white checkered attempts here tonight. Pace cars down and away. The 31 going to be your race winner. And that is going to do it. So Jared Campbell your race winner in the 31 machine. David Tooker in the 19, bringing it home second. Joshua Personette gonna finish in third. And I do believe that it has ran out of time because we saw Ethan Burrell get the free pass. And then the lights went out on the pace car. So the 31, your race winner, and Campbell burning it down. So yes, I would have to say that that was a time limit exceeded. That was just enough. Harold Campbell to bring it home, your race winner. Having led 127 laps. Trying to dirt track it around this half-mile Martinsville Speedway. Campbell celebrating in style. That was a rough race to win. So guys, we're gonna set up our post-race show. No one go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get ready to talk to our post-race finishers, and we're going to start it off here tonight with our second place finisher. That is the 19 machine of David Tooker. David, tell us a little bit about your race out there tonight as you bring it home in second place.
Well, it was a pretty good race for me. It was an unfortunate way it ended. I don't know what happened at the end there. I guess there was no green white checkered at the end, but you know, I stayed out of trouble thankfully the entire race. Had a little bit of hiccups midway through, but I knew the key tonight was going to be track position because I knew it was going to be a tough race for a lot of us. I stayed on old tires at the end there and started second, so I knew I was going to have to defend for that. But you know, I was mostly at like third, fourth to fifth place car, mostly through the race. Gerald and Thomas were just so fast today, but unfortunately the 42 had pit, considering that there should have been a green white checker, but there wasn't, and he got screwed at the end of that. But I'm happy to bring it home second.
Well, second place is a good run for you here, especially in the points you will gather, as you are very close to your teammates, Joshua Clark and Ethan Burrell. You're going to gain some ground on them here tonight. How does this race carry over for you in as far as the point standings?
You know, I knew coming into this race that I had to finish really well here to keep myself in the point standings and hopefully gain some spots on points. But unfortunately, some guys had some bad days, but we got the better end of it.
All right. Well, congratulations on your second place finish, David. Any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
Most certainly. I want to give a shout out to all the Pro Edge racing guys. They drove their heart out today. Unfortunately, for my teammate Ethan Burrell, he had some technical difficulties with his sound. the sound completely cut off at the end, and he got trapped a lap down from staying on pit road trying to fix it. But Clark had some issues earlier. He had to park it, unfortunately, and then Zeus was stuck a lap down a lot of the race, but I'm happy to bring it home for these guys.
Second place, not too bad here at Martinsville. Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
David Tooker bringing it home in second place. Now let's take a moment and talk to our third place finisher, and that is the driver of the 7 machine, Joshua Personette. Josh, congratulations on third. That car looks beat up and mangled, but somehow you wrestled it into a podium finish.
Yeah, some way, man. Certainly an interesting race, to say the least.
Interesting race for sure. A lot of cautions out there. A lot of torn up race cars. Almost looks like it was a demolition derby with how torn up these cars were. But that 7 machine soldiered on for you. Tell us what it took to get this thing into third place.
Man, it was a long night, to tell you the truth. It seemed like every caution I was coming down and getting damage fixed, because I just started off as a rough night. First caution I got damaged, just had nowhere to go, and then I got a black flag for changing lanes, and then I ended the night with 24X, so like every caution I was coming down and getting it fixed. And then at the end of the race, I just decided that I was just going to try and play the track position game, and because I knew more cautions were going to come, and I was lucky enough to just battle my way up to third before that last caution came out and ended the race.
Well, here you are in third place for tonight. A good showing for you here. Got to feel good about it, having to battle through adversity.
Oh, absolutely. And especially now where I'm in a situation where I either have to win or points race my way into the playoffs. I mean, this is going to really help my chances moving forward.
Well, Josh, any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give for third place here tonight?
Yeah, I just want to thank Chad for putting the league on, Vic, doing all the admin stuff. And then I just want to thank my PRM guys tonight. Most of them, 2 of them didn't have a great night, but overall we had a pretty good night team-wise.
Well, again, congratulations on third place out there tonight. Job well done, sir.
Thank you very much.
That was Josh Personette bringing it home in a third place. But now it's time to talk to the man of the hour, our race winner. That is the 31 machine of Gerald Campbell. Gerald, how you doing out there tonight?
It was touch and go there for the middle part, but glad to come away with a victory at Martinsville. I don't know if I'm going to get a clock or not after this, but I'm going to need some sleep.
That 31 machine has led the most laps here at 127 laps led. We saw you put on a dominating performance at the beginning part of the race. Then it looked like you got in trouble on pit road. Tell us what happened there.
I was just trying to be aggressive. I made a real stupid decision. There's a few things in life that you should always remember as a given. One of those is do not restart and pick the outside line at Martinsville. That was a stupid decision that I'll never do again. And the 42 got around me, and we were very close in speed, so I knew it was very difficult for either one of us to get around the other. And I was just trying to get a little bit of momentum on pit road to try to overtake them. I had the best pit stall for this racetrack, but I timed it wrong. Kind of got a speeding penalty, but I knew I could get back up there. It just was going to be showing patience. So finished the night with no contact until I hit the wall on my on my burnout there. But fun night. It was all out there with some of these tough competitors.
Now you and the 42 of Thomas George, the class of the field out here tonight, combining, leading almost all the laps out there. When you were working your way through the field, did you think maybe that your night was done, or did you just kind of settle in and say, I can get back up there and I know I can win this?
You know, I've raced, this is a track that if you don't focus on your line and you start focusing about winning, or you start focusing about where the other drivers are, you're gonna miss your line, and miss the line, you're gonna either run into the back of somebody, or you're gonna just end up losing time. A lot of times I end up just backing off just so I can focus on my line again to be able to run back up there. So I mean, it was not really a focus on where it was at compared to him, as much as just making sure that I did everything I could to get back up there. And it worked out. It worked out really good. I ran. Jeff Gordon shared how he ran this track, and it worked really well. It was actually, I was probably one of the slowest ones going into the entrance, and that's just how Martinsville is. So it just clicks with me. So a lot of fun to run out here.
Well, the 31 celebrates its first win of the season, and in fact, you become the 8th different winner in 8 races. Congratulations on that. Any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
Yes, I always run with a VFW on my car. That's something I've ran with for a few years now. VFW is Veterans of Foreign Wars. I'm a big advocate that you go about thanking a vet. You make sure that it's not just a holiday that you do this on. You do this whenever you see a vet, you thank them for their service. And I'm going to try to go out next week and kind of ruin that, that statistic you had there. That's a cool statistic, but I kind of want to be the one that messes that up for you guys.
Well, man, next week we'll be at Michigan. Good luck to you in trying to become the first repeat winner of this. Once again, congratulations on your race win.
Sure. I'm excited, and see you guys out next week.
Harold Campbell, your race winner, sticking around, giving us this post-race interview show. Thank you very much to our top 3 drivers for doing just that. Guys, this was a wild race here tonight at Martinsville. 20 cautions for 98 laps. No overtime here, as there was no green-white checkers. That does sound like maybe it threw Thomas George a wrench he wasn't prepared for. That's all right. We saw some great racing when the green flag was out. Nothing left now but to go through our results here tonight. Gerald Campbell winning the race. David Tooker bringing it home in second. Third place going to Josh Personette. Fourth, Richard Hines in the 87 machine. The 42 of Thomas George making it up to 5th place with the pit stop. He gave up track position. Overall, a net loss from when he hit pit road. Jared Rexing in the 10 machine going to end up in 6th. 7th going to Tyler Riggs. Rusty Capel finishing 8th. 9th going to Matthew Weeks. Joshua Furr finishing 10th. 11th going to Stephen McGough. Michael Goodman in the 73 machine going to finish 12th. 13th will be Dallas Myhan. 14th will be Kendall Noah Player. Ethan Burrell in 15th spot. Jose Mejia in the 46 machine going to finish 16th. 17th will go to David Westergreen. Logan Shea in the 6th finishing 18th. 19th will be the 3 of Scott Haney and Damian Leininger finishing in 20th spot. 21st going to Ethan Reisner. Matt Arcara in the 45 finishing 22nd. 23rd, Shane DeMantova. Joshua Clark finishing 24th. 25th in the 64 car. That will be Andrew Rucker. Chuck Sweeting in the 23 machine finishing 26th. 27th, O Torres in the 00. 28th, Chad Frankenfield. Joshua Adams finishing 29th. 30 will be Brady Clark, and Ryan Lutz with the starting park be scored in 31st spot. So thank you guys for joining me here tonight. Hope everyone enjoyed the show. I appreciate everyone sticking with us. I love all the interaction that happens here on the YouTube chats. Make sure you join us next week for Michigan International Speedway as we do the 3-wide TV 200. And until next week, y'all have a good night.